What the switch is going on?
What the Switch is going on? Okay, so Nintendo had their second kind of reveal, we could say, of the Nintendo Switch, and they discussed quite a lot of it. Most of the technical specs, at least external, of the device, and then also
Because there wasn't much discussion about the internal stuff.
no, I mean they haven't yet even announced what version of Tegra it's using, except for the fact that we know it's Tegra. That was like October last year or something that was announced.
Right.
Nvidia actually made the announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we still don't know what's inside of it. We don't know how much RAM it has, that kind of thing. The only thing we do know is that it has 32 gigs of like onboard memory in terms of internal. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so what they had before, we kind of knew what was going on with the device. We knew that it was a dockable system, that it had a display. We didn't know it was.
We'll go more in depth later.
Yeah, but we know more now.
Okay.
We know quite a lot more, except for the fact that we don't know what processor and that kind of thing it has.
Okay, so cool. Pleasantries. People are going back to work and school now.
Yeah, so
at least in America, they would have gone back to school, I think, on the 2nd.
And they'd be halfway through the year.
That's true.
That's
not starting their new year. Yeah,
that's true. Well, like in South Africa as well, the first week or two in terms of all the highways and that in Gauteng is not so bad, but the second school starts again, wow, it's just like a nightmare. So that actually happened on Monday. My girlfriend was almost late for work,
sure,
which is pretty bad. And I think did we drive to that MSI event on Wednesday, right? Was it this Wednesday or was it last Wednesday or whatever? But
last
Wednesday, yeah. And it was kind of fun then, right? The highways weren't congested or anything.
Yeah, but we left in the afternoon.
That's true, but it's still pretty bad because it's when kids are dropped off, picked up from school, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, people are back at work now. People are back at school, so they have no excuse not to watch us. They can't be on holiday.
It's true. Welcome back, everybody. All right. So, reminders. If you want to chat with us during the duration of B-roll, please be sure to head on to the Discord server so that you had to look under my arm as I'm doing that. Head on over there because we're streaming to multiple different platforms. It's the easiest way for us to manage the chats from everywhere. So if you're on Facebook, please join the Discord server. If you're on YouTube, please join the Discord server. That way we can communicate with you guys. Everything is going to be going fine there. So please head on over there. And then second reminder is Twitter. Hashtag AskBroll for any questions that you may have during the show or any suggestions that you have next week for next week's show. Of course, always post that in the Discord as well. But hashtag AskBroll on Twitter is a good way to get our attention if you want to. Cool.
And remember, it's one word. Someone did something previously where they just went
hashtag ask
space B-roll. So we're not going to know.
All one word. Lowercase, uppercase, doesn't matter. It's not case sensitive, but it has to be one word. Yeah.
Otherwise, we can't search for it.
Correct.
We can only search for ask, and there's too many things.
Yes. So
cool. Yeah. So most of our discussion tonight is going to be about morning, depending on where you are, the Switch, and a little bit about tech.
Yeah, tech. As far as tech news, there hasn't been a whole lot going on this week. We have a few articles that we can briefly discuss, but the Switch is
fix our mic.
What's wrong with our mic? What's wrong with our mic? There's distortion. Maybe it's on your end, friend. I don't think it's on our end. Let me check the YouTube stream.
Distortion?
Hold on. There's
while Brett's going on about that, we have been changing the way we do the B-roll in terms of the hardware behind it as well. So camera we upgraded in the last episode, and now we're trying a different thing in terms of the mic for this episode. We're just going to continue trying to get it as good as we can until we're happy with it. And if it's not working properly, we're obviously going to try to do something better next time. But yeah, please let us know. If you think the video quality is better than the previous episode, let us know.
Okay. Yeah, there's audio clipping. I don't really know how to.
Do we need to speak louder?
No, it's not clipping the sound. There's a tick.
Blah blah blah.
Can you hear it now? I think I got rid of it. Okay. I think it might have been the cable. All right.
Maybe.
Cool.
Okay. So guys, we mostly going to be speaking about the Switch, and there hasn't really been a lot going on in tech. CES is over. We spoke about it last week. Gaming wise, there's not really any major announcements or anything.
It was a pretty slow week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for Nintendo.
Yeah, we have a couple things that we're going to discuss. Let us know if I think I fixed the clicking issue, so just keep us posted in the comments. So moving on to articles. Up first, Sapphire announces that their RX 460s are going to be fully unlocked. So if you guys didn't hear about this, the low-end RX 460 GPU from AMD, most manufacturers were shipping them with them being partially activated. Okay, they're saying it's okay. There we go.
Very as well.
Okay. Geez.
It's still yes, it's clicky.
Well, they're also like 30 seconds behind, unfortunately. So
still there, you have to sample.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Error is still there. And it's a bit hard to diagnose while we live.
Yeah.
We're not listening to ourselves.
No, I made everything worse by touching that cable.
Do you think it's the cable?
It might be.
Hold on, wasn't that automatically off and then you changed the noise gate?
The noise gate has to stay off because then it actually clips the audio.
Yeah, when it's too soft.
Come on. Hello.
And now you have to wait 30 seconds.
Right. This is the issue with the live
Oh, guys, I'm really sorry.
Okay.
Just be patient with us.
They don't have a choice.
They don't. The error is still there. It's like a clicky vibration sound.
That's so weird.
You don't hear it?
No. Okay. Dang. What is the issue? Because it's not the cable. The cable
What is your system volume like?
That's not the issue.
Is it not pulling from that one?
This is not the issue. That doesn't make any sense. There's no like.
You hear it? I mean,
It wasn't coming. It doesn't come through on our end. It comes through when we're streaming.
Pull my Facebook for now. I see it is dropping frames.
Okay, but I don't think that's. It's not the internet issue.
Okay, guys. Those of you that are watching at the moment, if you can, please just describe to us what it kind of sounds like. It might help a little bit. And is it bad? I mean, is the click something that's like so constant and annoying you kind of can't hear us, or is it just like a slight little tick? I mean, we don't really know from our side, to be honest. Brett's checking in YouTube live now as well.
No, there's nothing we can do about it because it's not coming through. Yeah. It has to do with what's going on with YouTube because it's not coming through on the local end at all.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean I really can't diagnose this right now. Okay, let's try just to listen to it. Check, check. No, I can turn down the volume, but that's not gonna. That shouldn't affect it.
Turn up system sound.
It's not coming through system sound.
Oh, it's not working that way anymore.
Yeah.
Guys, if you are in the discussion on Discord, please make sure you're in the current week of B-roll, not in the general discussion. It's not bothersome, someone's saying. It's more cracking than clicking.
Okay.
Look, we're gonna have to go on. I mean,
there's
if we
nothing
try
I
to
can do
diagnose
about
this
that.
the entire evening, we're gonna just be stuck here till like midnight just trying to solve it.
Yeah.
Guys, we apologize. Like I said, we're trying out different hardware every time, trying to see what we can do to improve on it. Obviously, this time we might have just made a small mistake. We'll try to figure it out later in the week. Just let us know. Can you at least hear us? Do you know what we're saying while we talk?
Yeah.
Can we just continue with the show?
It has to do with the video encoding because it's not coming through locally at all. So there's nothing we can do. All right. So moving on to the article. So RX 460s, they're Polaris 11, and manufacturers were shipping them.
Not fully unlocked.
Well, with 14 compute units, which is AMD's specification. but there's the rest of the compute units are still there. Can you
know
please
what?
turn
It
that
might
off?
be the vibration from this. Hold on a
I
second.
doubt it. No, it's not that. It's
Just
not that at
double
all.
check.
It's not that.
That'll be pretty funny if it is.
It's not. Okay.
Continue, man. Okay, so basically the specification is only at 14,
Yeah.
but they're actually capable of 16, and they've created with 16, but they just
Yes.
limit them.
So you were able to flash the BIOS on some RX 460s to get them fully unlocked, but Sapphire has announced that they're just going to go ahead and start shipping their GPUs with them straight.
Okay.
So that's good on you, Sapphire, for not making the consumer go through a process to get everything taken care of.
But this happened kind of similar way before with like the 6950. I don't remember that part. Like 6950 and 6970. I think it's vibration, can be voice
No,
controlled.
it's not.
So basically the 6970 was the exact same physical card as the 6950, except the 6950 was actually what do you call it, like locked.
Okay.
So what they did is they just sold it like that, and eventually, like on release, someone was just like, "Hey guys, you can pretty much unlock this thing by just, flashing the BIOS."
Yeah.
Eventually, what happened is some of the manufacturers were like, "Look, everyone's doing it anyway. We already know this is happening. We can't solve it." So they just announced, like, if you buy our model, you can unlock it to a 6970.
Okay.
Which was pretty crazy considering they were still selling the 6970. I was just like, why would anyone buy that?
Okay, it got worse.
It's robotic now.
That makes no sense.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Trying it that way. Hopefully not making things worse.
What did you do?
I just increased the volume.
Okay.
It's not coming through locally. Like it's not an issue from the mic to the computer. There's something going wrong from the computer to YouTube. And there's nothing that we can do about
And
it.
you haven't dropped frames, it doesn't say anything like that.
No, everything's fine.
0 drop frames. Oh my word.
Okay. So moving on to the next topic. I'll continue to troubleshoot as I can. It's getting worse.
Someone said undo, please undo.
It's getting worse. This makes no sense.
Okay, guys, give us 2 minutes. We're gonna go offline. We're gonna quickly try to change one of the settings and go online again. So guys, give us 2 to 5 minutes, please. We'll be back now. Just
try it.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong on my end. Literally nothing. There's nothing broken.
Okay, guys, it might take about 30 seconds until it syncs up with where you guys are. Please let us know if anything is improved.
I'm listening live.
And?
It's
Still on the muted side.
Fixed.
Hold on, but that might not be. You just turned it back again.
No, what? It's fine.
Fixed.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay, awesome.
What the heck?
I don't know.
I did. Okay, moving on. Moving on with the
guys,
show.
Thanks for being patient. We really apologize about that. We have no idea why. We kind of just disabled everything and re-enabled it, and it seems like it's working now. So
there was no issue on our end. Nothing. Okay.
I have no idea.
All right.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay, so moving on to the next article, just getting right along with the show. Thank you guys so much for bearing with us. Congratulations to everybody who's leveling up in the Discord server. Very nice. Okay, so up next, Intel now offers Pentium CPUs with hyperthreading. Byron, you're supposed to say, what? Isn't that a Core i3?
That is pretty much a Core i3.
It
doesn't make any sense.
The only difference is the cache amount.
Is it?
Yeah, 3 megabytes of cache for the Pentium, 4 megabytes of cache for the i3.
And maybe clock speed. What I did is I actually pulled up Intel's ARC for the 7100, which would be this generation's this generation's like lowest end i3. So 3 megs of cache.
Okay, I looked up the 7350 cache, so I was probably wrong.
7100 has 3 megs of cache.
What's the clock speed?
Its clock speed is 200 megahertz higher. So if you're looking,
where's the 3.9 gigahertz base
versus 3.7 on the highest end.
Still.
So basically,
what the difference?
is that like the lowest end i3 and the highest end Pentium is only a 200 megahertz difference between the two. Nothing else is different. Which basically means that Pentiums are now lower end i3s. Someone's saying game over. It's like, is the audio...
What?
Has the audio failed again, guys? We have not changed anything.
Okay, hold on. It's clipping again! What the heck?
Why? You know they're listening to this twice probably now, if you're listening to it.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's not going from audio preview, yeah, it's going from mine.
What the heck?
Blame Nintendo.
Gosh dang it.
The show must go on.
I guess.
The show must go on.
Jeez, this is awful. Okay.
It's clipping badly.
Is it only destroyed on YouTube? Let me listen to Facebook.
You don't have Facebook Live anymore.
Well, let me go listen to the previous Facebook though.
Okay.
What is this? This is a gigantic waste of energy.
So guys, if you've joined us slightly late, we're having audio issues, so we're just trying to resolve them.
No, it's clipping on Facebook as well.
Someone says it hasn't changed for them.
Wait, hold on.
It's not bad, just a little bit. Look, if we try to diagnose this the rest of the evening, we're never gonna get it done. So guys, I apologize. We're gonna have to just keep going. If it clips, I'm sorry.
It's your fault. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pentiums are now...
So basically, Pentiums are now basically lower clocked versions of i3s.
But not even really. Like, 200 megahertz is nothing.
That's true. That's like the difference between like a 6500 and 6600, like previous gen kind of thing.
You would buy the Pentium.
I would.
There's no reason.
The thing that's pretty crazy about it though is you're now getting i3 performance, which is fine for like MOBAs, FPS games online, that kind of thing, and more than like general productivity. And here's the thing, it's going to run better than last generation i3s. It's higher clocked than last generation's i3s. So, and it's under $100.
They have the same GPU?
So, there's one difference. When I did some research, the one difference between the Pentiums and the i3s, I can't remember which like technology it is, but it's one of those like SSE2, that kind of whatever thing, that's actually not on it. And
AVX2.
Yeah, AVX2. And AVX2 basically allows it to encode better when doing video encoding.
Okay.
So I would say that like the internal GPU might even be different. So it's probably like it doesn't output like 4K H.264, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And also you're not going to use a Pentium for video editing. But to be honest, who's going to use a Pentium for video editing anyway?
Right.
I mean, you wouldn't even use an i3 for video editing. So it's just crazy because we're going to see budget rigs now where someone might even have something like a 1060 with a Pentium. And sure, like in some games it's obviously going to bottleneck, but in terms of like a MOBA, like let's say you're playing Dota or whatever, you can have a 1050 or a 1060 with a Pentium and that would be more than acceptable, which is crazy. I mean, that's never been the case before.
Right.
Next topic. Stop trying to fiddle with the audio, we can't solve it.
Okay. All right, articles.
Okay,
there we go.
So next up on tech side is? Come on, Brett, you can do this.
What the heck?
Oculus, yes. So Oculus Rift is getting sued for.
No. This is your article.
Okay, we're gonna start with my one then. Fine. I thought this would kind of follow onto it rather. So the Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive are now available in South Africa. They weren't really at all before. You would have to try to ship it from the companies overseas, and it was quite a mission with customs and that. So a local company, Raru, is now doing orders for the Oculus Rift and the Vive. The only massive issue, of course, is the price. So just quickly check that again. I think it was like 15,000 Rand for the Oculus Rift and 20,000 Rand for the
HTC Vive.
Which is insane. I mean, like, I think bringing it in would probably cost about 12.5 if you were bringing in directly from America. I don't know about
Customs and
duties. So, but shipping included and everything would come out to about 12.5. So you're paying a heavy like additional fee on that just to try to get it like make sure it lands at your house. But at the same time, I mean, like VR has never been one of those things that are cheap.
Right.
Like unless you're buying, Google Cardboard and shoving it in your face. Like to actually have a proper VR experience, you're going to be spending more than 10,000 Rand no matter what anyway. So I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I think it's positive that at least they're coming. I just think the price is a little bit too steep. I mean, like the average components in South Africa from distributor to reseller is about 10% kind of like profit added on. This is like 40 to 50% probably profit. So I get why they're doing it. I'm glad that someone's bringing them in. I just think they could have probably had their price a little bit better. But
if nobody else is doing it, they get to make however much money they want.
It's true. It's kind of like an Apple thing. I mean, when it first came to the country, it was just overpriced.
Okay.
It's still expensive now, but...
Moving on. Oculus is getting sued by ZeniMax for allegedly misappropriating virtual reality technology and then destroying evidence that they had done so. So
which is crazy.
ZeniMax is now accusing Oculus of intentional destruction of evidence to cover up their wrongdoing, which not only implicates Palmer, what's his name? No, the Palmer Luckey. The guy of Oculus, the CEO of Oculus. Palmer Luckey implicates him, but then it also brings Mark Zuckerberg into the trial since Facebook now owns Oculus. The trial was set to begin today. I'm not even sure if it's begun already. It may have, but if this is on the West Coast, it's still like their early morning.
I think it did start because I read somewhere on Twitter that someone was saying Mark Zuckerberg is going to be called to stand, like, and it wasn't like today. It was like sometime pretty soon. So. It's kind of weird because I mean I was never like I never would have thought that like Mark Zuckerberg would be sued by a gaming company. Like,
well, he's not getting sued. Oculus
but his
is
company
getting sued.
is. I mean, he's kind of the face of it at the end of the day. And the thing is, they're implicating him in person as well. They're saying that he was part of like the discussions and negotiations and everything like that.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
He probably wasn't directly involved in like the destruction of evidence, but at the same time, like, yeah.
But it's one of those situations where it's like if there's a crime and someone tells you about it. You now like implicated.
Yeah, but he might not have even been told about it, Anyways.
I don't know.
Okay.
But what do you think that even means for Oculus? I mean, like, Facebook's got enough money.
It's just kind of the same trend for what Oculus has been ever since they got bought out by Facebook. It's just like they're kind of doing things wrong. Palmer Luckey says some really dumb stuff every now and again, and like they've been losing the VR race to HTC Vive, and then like PSVR is a cheaper option. What's that? It's going to cost 7,000 rand locally.
Yeah,
there's going to be
that's
no
even more expensive than America.
Yeah,
I mean it's cheaper there.
There's no reason to buy PC VR here in South Africa.
Not yet.
No,
definitely not yet.
And it's Oculus is just falling behind everywhere. And
but you know, it's like I don't think it's necessarily related. But something I was thinking about today as well is that it's like there's been a lot of backlash on all like Kickstarted projects. And I mean, like Oculus was a Kickstarter project.
To begin with, yeah, that's
the
true.
problem is that it's like
we should stay off the table.
There's people that want to like release a new product and they don't necessarily have like all the funding for R&D and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's like where shady deals come in. I mean, like there was probably a shady deal that went back to like just before Facebook bought them, and now it's kind of like started a rolling like process because. I'm trying to think what other thing it was on Kickstarter recently. It was the Lily. You know the Lily drone?
The drone, yeah.
Yeah, like there's like now people that are getting sued for it because it's not coming out anymore.
It's not?
No, it got cancelled last week.
Well, because like the Mavic has the same features.
Yeah, and it's cheaper and that kind of thing. So now like there's heavy things going on with the Lily drone because people are getting sued because they didn't bring out a product and people paid.
Right.
So it's like,
but don't you get refunded by Kickstarter?
You do, but the problem is that
your money
like,
was tied up in it for so long.
Yeah, you know, I mean, your money is held back for like 2 years or whatever. You know, you don't want to spend that on anything else, and then all of a sudden you get told, no, this isn't coming out anymore. And I mean, like, what's more annoying about that is that like some people didn't buy a Mavic probably because they were waiting on the Lily.
That's true. Like their money is tied up in the Lily, so therefore they can't.
So I mean, it's kind of like
actually works.
This is making me even more like concerned about things that are happening on Kickstarter, where it's like unless this Kickstarter project has like a 6 months maximum lifespan from like R&D to actually being at my door, I don't think I'll ever support
the only successful like product that I know of is Pebble, and even them they stopped, like they disbanded.
They got bought out.
Okay,
they got bought out, but same thing. I mean, you used to say some shady deal didn't happen there. I mean, that's kind of the case, is that it's like these people have these big promises. I mean, sorry, another example of it is, what's that giant MMO that was like, oh, when it was first announced, it was only going to run on like a Titan. People were crazy. And now all of a sudden, it's like a Titan's kind of lost.
Star Citizen?
Star Citizen. I mean, Star Citizen is not even near completion. And people were talking about it 3 years ago, and we were like, I'm funding that game. And people have already spent like $20,000 on it. So, I don't know, like, I'm kind of against Kickstarter at the moment.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with pre-ordering games. It's just like you're investing in something that you have no idea what.
Spellbound.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of games.
Games? No. We're going to the community next.
You want to do the community?
It's the middle of the show. Don't do that to me, Byron. Don't change.
Guys, we've been thrown off a little bit.
Don't change up the plans on me, Byron. Okay. So we asked you guys last week and also today on Facebook and Twitter. Please submit us your community rigs or your actual rigs from the community so that we can put them on display and maybe discuss them a little bit. So we have a few of those. We put them in the middle of the show now. But here we have a beautiful looking setup from Henrik Oosthuizen. Okay. Henrik Oosthuizen. This individual has a Corsair 400C with a last-gen Maximus 8 formula running an i7-6700K at a paltry 4.5 gigahertz. Good amount of RAM at a good frequency, 3200 megahertz, 16 gigabytes. A Strix 1080, which is not the OC version, so he was smart. He saved some money and just probably overclocked it himself. Cooler Master Neptune 280L. Then has a 250 gig SSD, 120 gig SSD, 1 terabyte hard drive, 500 gigabyte hard drive. I have the feeling that you just kept buying them and like you haven't consolidated and like your files are
that 128 gig SSD.
Your files are all over the place. I guarantee it. The reason I really like this build is because of the plant.
Yeah.
The plant is amazing.
But do you think he just chucked it in there when he took a photo today, or do you think he keeps it in there?
Well, it looks like a fake plant, so hopefully keep. No, those are touching the fans.
I think he put it in there just.
You have deceived us, and I am not happy about that. No, don't do that to me, Facebook.
It still looks pretty legit. Like, no. I like it. What is that green in the bottom though? I'm trying to figure out what that is because that is further than where the motherboard is.
No, he clearly has an LED strip going around the case, but it's green in that one section.
It might just be one of the colors, whatever, is broken.
Or alternatively, the way the RGB lights work is that they use more than one LED to produce a color. And
True.
so the way his camera shutter works, he could have caught those LEDs specifically when they were changing.
Or it was changing like this the whole time.
That's true.
Anyway, cool case. Cool system. I mean, the only thing is that it's like he's definitely just been kind of incrementally buying storage.
Yeah, and then also your 6700K is only at 4.5 gigahertz on a 280L.
You can push it further than that.
You can probably be stable at 4.7.
Yeah, I had the exact same, cooler on my 6700K, pushing it to 4.7s.
Okay,
Child's play.
next one, a Laundry Von Vick. What?
Fun Vake.
Von Vick.
Fun Vake.
Fun Vick.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is so American. Carry on.
Okay, so MSI Z170 Crate Gaming 3X, which is last generation, 6600K only at 4 gigahertz.
No, wait, it's not stock, because that's 3.6 is stock, isn't it?
Yeah, but still, you can get 4.5 out of the 6600K.
What cooler?
Cooler Master Hyper D92. So
It's not bad. It's like 212.
Yeah, he has two 92mm fans on the CPU cooler. 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance LPX 2400 megahertz, gigabyte G1 1070, which is the same one that you have, two SanDisk 240s.
I wonder if he's running RAID.
He probably would have said that, I would think. Corsair CX 750M semi-modular, NZXT H440. I don't like NZXT cases.
That's where we definitely disagree.
That's totally personal.
I love the S340. Brett hates it. He's like, it's too square. I'm like, it's.
I can't stand the rectangular box. All right. So that's
144 hertz monitor. That's pretty legit. That's more than fine for like 1080p on a 1070.
So that's the close-up shot, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. So thank you.
Maybe change the cooler.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit
everything else.
Yeah.
And look, he also chucked something on. So
the stickies from Pick and Pick.
Yeah.
I know those very well. My kids have like dozens of those. All right. Then Dylan DeSinfern. What?
I don't know.
Okay. So I thought this case, just the lighting setup, and honestly the way he took the picture makes it look really nice.
That looks like a thumbnail from like Hardware Canucks.
No, it doesn't.
Like to some
Well, look
degree
at the back.
does.
Look at the door.
Yeah, okay. Ignoring his background. I mean, like the product shot, like just the chassis
it's
and
good.
that, it's pretty legit.
So he has a Strix 1080, which good on you, because the Strix cards are my favorite up until 1060 and above. Anything below that, they started cutting like features and RGB lights. No good. 6700K at 4.7. See, you can totally do it on what cooler is it running? A Corsair H100i. Okay, and then the Corsair Carbide 400C chassis with a bunch of Thermaltake peripherals. I would say that the only thing that I don't like is the motherboard, the Z170E. Like everything is like.
I disagree.
Okay,
So my problem with this case in terms of aesthetics is the way the tubes are actually going from the AIO, and also the cables that are going to his GPU.
Okay, I see they're twisted.
Yeah, if he had proper like nice what's that custom mods, whatever those
Beyond Customs.
Beyond Customs cable sleeves,
Yeah, for sure.
it would look way better. And I don't know, that twisting to me just doesn't look right. But I think a lot of the time it's just because he might have wanted to try to get the orientation.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to get the Corsair
Yeah.
logo to look straight, and then probably just with how the Carbide runs that he wasn't able to get it. I mean, I just don't like the color scheme of the motherboard.
But here's the thing, so you dig this case, right? It's super square.
No, I dig the picture of the case, but it's not square. It has rounded tops. See?
It's way more square
rounded
than
tops
like
right
that. It's more square than what you like, generally.
Yes. So I think it has enough with like the door handle and everything that it's not just a box, which NZXT is totally all about, and I just not my thing. Okay, and then we have one Twitter submission.
Hold on, someone said they can't hear us anymore.
Seriously?
Is the battery in that maybe dead?
No chance. No chance. Not even close. I don't even know what to do. Because it's...
How is it getting worse? How does audio get worse?
It is still coming through perfectly locally. What the heck? What is going on? This makes no sense. Okay.
Okay, can you guys hear us? Please let us know. Oh my word, you can't even hear that. I hear it from here.
What is going on?
Where's your expert?
Expert's not dropping frames, 0 frames dropped. It would be coming through locally. It absolutely would be coming through locally.
I'm gonna put it closer. I know that doesn't make any
It's not
sense,
going to
but
make
I
a
was clipping the
single.
video when we were too soft. Remember, I don't think it's the same, but I'm just gonna
It's
do it
not, because it was the Namek sub.
There's someone saying 100% encoding issue.
But it's not an encoding issue because when it's coding to my local device, it's fine.
This is the risk of doing live shows, but we still want to do live shows.
Okay. I'm going to have to turn the stream off and turn it back on. There's no other... Okay, we will be right back. Right back. Alright, we're going to be right back. You can see my full face now. I'm going to stop the stream. I'm going to restart it. This makes no sense.